Your AWS certification journey starts being a cloud practitioner. To become a certified cloud practitioner, you have to take one examination. Normally, before they take the exam, kailangan meron silang at least 6 months of fundamentals. Okay? Pero I've seen a lot of students after the training, within 2 weeks, they pass the examination. Once you have this one, you can go to solution architect. Okay? S- So dito, ideally, you have 1 year of experience solving problems and implementing cloud. But what I did, since I have experience, I go straight sa architect kagad. Okay? And I find it very difficult. So that's why kailangan may foundation, because the foundation will lead you to become SysOps and a developer. So once you pass the two examination, they will call you DevOps engineer. So this is my title. This is my job for the last 2.5 years, DevOps. And then there's some specialization if you would like to specialize in one thing. Pero one thing I notice, um, mostly the job is being solution architect. Okay, so bihira lang yung specialization like building Alexa skills. Most employers, they want you to know everything. Okay. Estimated cost, if you're gonna perform the hands-on lab today, is $12. Registration, $12, around 50 cents for 1 day. Config will cost 18 cents, license 0.02, since only 1 day, total of 12.70. So most of these services we'll use is within the free tier. I'll show you sa inyo free tier, which is totally zero. If I use a service which will cost money, I will mention to you. I will tell you na terminate right away. Because I've seen a lot of students na na-trap sila ng fundamentals kasi wala talagang idea. They left the database running. They created 10 instances ng database, 10 instances of Linux, and 10 instances of Windows. Then after 6 months, pag lagi nila sa AWS, $2,000 lumabas. So ingat kayo, no? So I will mention to you sino yung may cost. And after the course, terminate nyo na yung mga instance. Na? So you can read more about the free tier by going to this one. So these are free tiers. So merong free trial. EC2, which is a virtual machine, 750 or good for 1 month. Amazon storage, 5 gig free. Relational database, 750 hours. So if you left running for more than 1 month, may charge, okay? DynamoDB, 25 gig free. SageMaker, 2 months. Lambda, the serverless, 1 million. Well, hindi naman tayo gagamit ng mga ganyan eh. No, kasi more on fundamentals. If you want to create a web server, 750 hours free. Guard duty, if you want to examine yung mga threat detection, free ka na in 30 days. If you want to send message, 1 million free sending of message. If you want to monitor cloud, 10, ano to, 10. Monitoring, 10 instances free. API, 1 million. Okay, so ito yung mga free. What is cloud computing? So ito na, papasok na tayo sa ating cloud computing. Okay. Okay. Cloud computing is a definition of a conglomerate of technologies. So combination of all services such as networking services, compute services, storage services, applications, functions, which is available privately and on public and hybrid combination of those services. Napakadaming tawag ng cloud, no? So there's no single definition of cloud computing. Okay? So how website work? So as you all know, alam niyo na kung paano gumagana ang website, no? So first question that comes to students' mind. Why the cloud is useful? How it works? Okay? So we're gonna go back to the basic. Okay? So what are we going to do as a client. Okay, so ito tayo, nasa computer natin, you open up a browser, then you're gonna connect to your modem. Okay, that modem connected to the whole world, which is intranet, and then you connect to the server. The server, usually having a fully qualified domain name, which will be translated into the DNS name, which is an English name. And then let's say in translation is facebook.com. Okay, so that service will be given to you. Okay, and you have to think about an in response. What can we view? If you type Facebook, you'll get Facebook, diba? Simple as that. You can also send requests to wherever you want, such as, let's say, request mo open up an email, no? You open up outlook.com. If you want to write some letter, okay? And then someone will write you back, okay? So during that processing, you're consuming CPU, memory, and networking component, okay? CPU is the brain, obviously. Sometimes it's a very complicated one, but they are computation. They're doing computation, they sort something, and they give you a service. Okay, so giving you Facebook, giving you Instagram is an internet service which is running on a server. Okay, so when you send an email, just like when you're sending post mail, you have to click send. Okay, so it's done via internet. So what is server composed of? Yun nga, CPU is a compute power, RAM is a memory. Storage contains most of the information we want we process. And then database stored data in a structured way. Then network, ito yung connectivity component natin, such as router, switch, DNS. So these are all physical. Basic IT terminology, network. So when you say network, these are cable, routers, servers that can connect to each other. Router performs routing function. It's a device that forward packet. No, it forward packet to the destination. Switch takes a packet and send it to the correct port. No, so lalabas dito kung naka-VLAN siya, it will go to the proper VLAN. Ito pala switch. Okay. Traditionally, how to build infrastructure. So usually ganito. So meron kayong data center, and then data center has racks, physical racks. Tawagin nating 32U. When you say 32U, 32 units. No? 1U equals to 1 server. So pag meron kang 32U, you can put 32 physical server. So i-stack mo siya, no? Rack and stack. Inside the data center, probably you have hundreds of racks. Then you have electricity consumption, tapos malaki yung billing mo, tapos may diesel engine as a backup, as a sort of generator just in case the power failed. And then you have office. Sometimes you host the server inside your office, which is called on-prem. And then sometimes iba naman may computer sa bahay, they store server sa house nila. That's gonna be a problem. Okay, so ano yung mga problems? So problems with traditional IT approach. You have to pay for the rent for the data center. No? Probably tens of thousands of dollars binabayaran mo dito. Okay, yung space na yan. You also have to pay for power supply. Okay, kuryente niyan. Each server, 2,000 watts minimum. No? Try to imagine if you have 100 servers. Additional problem, adding and replacing hardware takes time. So, isang buwan, let's say you want to replace the motherboard, you have to call the warranty, you have to call IBM, you have to call Dell tech support. Then they will tell you, we need a field engineer to replace the faulty motherboard. That will take 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Plus you have to organize data center access. Napakahirap. Scaling is limited. Bakit limited? Kasi nga, tied down to a physical host. Yung physical server, naka-tied down ka. Paano may ka-cluster yan? Now, I've seen technologies such as IBM, no? Meron kaming ring, no? Naka-ring siya. Ring in, ring out, ring in, ring out. So yung tatlong physical host, pag nag-down is lilipat dito. Pero it's a very tedious job. So almost costs a lot of money. Kasi you need a physical SFP cable eh. No? Tatay doon. Napakahirap. No? Then you need to hire 24/7 team to monitor. So kami, in-outsource na lang namin sa India dahil they're only paying like $5 rupee per hour. Mura, no? Kung Philippines gonna be more expensive, US more expensive. Try to imagine pag nag-down lang yung one host, probably 64 virtual machine ang affected. No? How to deal with disasters like earthquake, power shutdown? Wala. Pag power shutdown, let's say Makati data center nyo, goodbye. Di ba? Ang hirap. Nung panahon ni Cory Aquino, di ba? Puro brownout. So yung PSU namin, yung backup PSU, can only run for 2 hours. So, ang dami naming downtime. So nag-quit lahat ng mga customer ng Accenture. Pero ngayon, hindi na ganyan. So question, can we externalize all this to the cloud? No? So yan yung concept na matagal na pinaplano, which happened. Nag-start ng 2004. Okay? So, in short, what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is the on-demand. Meaning, kailan mo lang kailangan. Okay? Kung kailan mo kailangan compute power, when you need database, when do you need storage, when do you need to access Facebook or Instagram, di ba? Through a cloud service platform with pay-as-you-go pricing, okay, such as AWS, Google, Alibaba, Amazon, Azure, no? You can provision exactly the right type you want. Okay, you can access as many resources as you need, almost in less than a minute. Cloud computing, simple way to access servers publicly over the internet via VPN or via direct access. You can access storage, almost anything. AWS owns, siya sila may-ari, and maintains the network connected hardware. So they own the hardware. They own this. Sa kanila to. Okay? You don't need to purchase. While you provision and use the service. Okay? So let's say, for example, you have an office, you have cloud. How do you establish connection? VPN, via internet, or via direct access. So many ways to connect to the cloud. If you don't know, right now, no, you've been using some cloud services already. Kung meron kay email na Gmail, it's a cloud service. Okay, you only pay only for your emails. Ako, I subscribe $100 a year. Meron akong free 2 terabyte yata yon na storage. So dinadump ko lahat ng mga lessons ko doon. So my student can access publicly. Okay? You might be using Dropbox. If you have 10 laptops, sobrang dami naman 10. Isang laptop, tapos isa pang laptop sa office, tapos meron ka pang PC sa bedroom mo, and then sa office mo meron ka pang PC, 4 total, nagsisync yun. The moment you save sa Dropbox, it will propagate to Dropbox client. You don't need to copy and paste. Also Netflix. And this is a good example. Okay? You might experience Netflix yung lag, no, during the first instance you viewed the movie. Let's say first time nyo makita si Dwayne Johnson, yung movie niya yung Jungle Cruise. Di ba ang bagal? Ba't gano'n ang bagal? No? 360p. Pero the second time you watch, naka-high def na. 1080p, no? Kasi nga may cache. Kinakopy niya to your nearest region. Nearest region nyo is Singapore, Philippines. So, kinakash niya sa Philippines. Kasi first time na access mo, probably nasa US. Wala pang nanonood. So, ikaw first time manonood sa Pinas, bagal. Kakash niya sa storage server sa Singapore. And then, yung mga second viewer, third viewer, high def kagad. Yeah? Kaya nga on demand. And Netflix is built on AWS. No? Ito yung isang customer ng AWS, Netflix. They're so proud of it. Netflix, walang sariling server to. No? Probably meron, siguro internal, din natin alam. No? The deployment model of the cloud, so we have private, okay, public, and hybrid. So private, cloud services used by a single org. Let's say ako, nag-work ako sa government, no? Nag-work ako sa Australian Securities Investment. Meron kaming private. Pero yung servers namin hosted sa Ultimo Data Center, sa Global Switch, dito sa Sydney. Okay, hindi sa amin yun. Nire-rent lang namin yun. Private pa rin yan. Okay? When you say private, all internal employees are the one managing the servers, routers, switches, fabric switch, and some other blade center, no? we have 100% complete control. Ako mismo, nagdi-decom. I can make a decision na, oy, lumang technology na to, HPC 7000, generation 8. I can make a decision, sabihin ko sa company natin, sir, we need to upgrade to generation 9 and generation 10. Kasi ito is using Java. If you know yung Log4j, which was released 3 days ago, it's a malware that can create reverse TCP connection from the server back to the attacker. Parang nangyari sa BDO. No, it's a simple phishing concept. So that's why I keep suggesting na please update our hardware, please update our server. Kasi yung software na yon, sometimes, depending on the host. Kung yung highly secured nga yung software mo, pero yung server, ang daming flaw, ang daming vulnerabilities, mata-take over ka pa rin. No? Such as phishing, napakasimpleng concept. So, in-explain namin sa ethical hacking yan. No? Okay, so private for security, sensitive apps. Ang government ng Australia, they don't want to outsource to other country. Ang data namin, hindi namin pwede ilabas. So, nag-stay lang dito. No? Kasi merong government mandated act, na yung mga act provisions na you cannot outsource our database to the public. So that's why nag-rent kami ng isang data center. Nilagay namin doon, no? And private, you meet specific business needs. Like kami, gusto namin blade center. Hindi kami bumibili ng 1U host, no? Yung physical na isa. Naka-blade kagad kami. Why? Kasi merong physical clustering service to. If one physical host fails, no, the other one can take over. Kaya blade center na kinukuha namin. Next, cloud is public. So when you say public, cloud resources owned and operated by a third party, such as Amazon, Microsoft, Alibaba, no, Google Cloud, and so on. 6 advantages of cloud computing. Meron siya, no? I will discuss that one. Then meron namang hybrid. Hybrid is a very simple concept of combination of private and public. You will keep some servers, yung mga database nyo, you can keep on your own privately. And yung mga customer support nyo, no, in-outsource sa Philippines, sa India, pwede naman sa cloud na lang sila mag-host. Okay? And if you're doing dev and testing, cloud na lang. There's no sensitive information sa testing kasi lahat are all dummy files. Hybrid, control over sensitive assets in your private infra. So sensitive asset in private. Okay? Non-sensitive data such as dummy accounts, public. And hybrid is very flexible and cost-effective. Mas mura. Kasi nga, you pay as you go. So, there are 5 characteristics of cloud computing. Number 1, I think biggest advantage, some student will ask, so ano ba yung advantage ng cloud? Ito na yun. Ito na yun. By the way, audio check. How's my audio? Clear naman?
Yes po, clear naman.
Ayan. Okay. First, on-demand self-service. Anyone can provision, anyone can build, anyone can deploy resources. Okay? Broad network access. The resource available over network can be accessed via diverse client platform. You can access via VPN. You can access using internet lang, browser. Like this one. Nag-internet lang ako, may Amazon na access na. Next is multi-tenancy. Another characteristic is multi-tenancy and resource pooling. So what is multi-tenancy? When you say multi-tenancy, you are hosting multiple customers. No? So multiple customer can share the same infra and application. Multiple customer are serviced from the same physical resources. Like for example, when I was in Accenture 20 years ago, ang server namin is single server. It's been shared to multiple accounts. So customer namin si Hong Kong Shanghai Bank, American Express, no? They don't know, they have no idea na yung data nila has been shared. Isang hard drive, ang daming customer. Okay? Pero hindi nakikitaan yun. Hindi nakikitaan yun. No? Yung customer contact center nila, isa lang server nun. Yung router, dumadaan sa same router. Dumadaan sa same physical switch. No? And it's on the same cage. That cage hosted in a simple data center. Another characteristic of cloud is you can rapidly create an elastic and highly scalable instances. So what do you mean by elastic? No? So elastic, you can auto and quickly acquire and dispose resources when needed. So let's say gusto mo now na. Okay? Less than a minute created na siya. And if you don't need it, you can right-click terminate the instance. Ganun lang kabilis. Then scalability, you can quickly provision. Let's say one VM went down. Without doing anything, AWS will provision. Papakita ko mamaya. You can scale. And then you can measure the service. Diba sa Accenture, meron silang tinatawag na information should be transferable, repeatable, and measurable. Ibig sabihin, let's say sa McDonald's, you're working as a service crew. Yung senior service crew na yun, alam lahat. No? What if na-pirate ng Wendy's? No? Sabi dito, bigyan ka ng 30,000, 30 pesos, 30,000 a month. Pinirate. All of a sudden, nawalan ka ng crew. Eh siya lang yung nakakaalam na magluto ng patty, di ba? Sa McDonald's, lahat ng knowledge is transferable. Even this is your first day's work, they can transfer right away. That makes you replaceable, di ba? Another thing, lahat ng trabaho ng service crew sa Jollibee, measurable. Nakikita nyo, di ba? If you go sa Jollibee, bibili kayong burger. Merong isang magandang sexing babae na yung manager nila yan eh. No, may hawak na timer. Tatimingan niya yan, no? Kiklik niya, timer starts now. Tapos as a service crew, nagpapanik ka, nagmamadali ka para mabigay yung service, di ba? So that is called measured service. So same with AWS. If you use 1 hour instance, probably $1 lang. Okay? If you use 1 month, probably $30 lang. So it's a pay as you go. Okay? So sixth advantage of cloud computing, wala ng CapEx. Sa examination, they will ask you, meron bang CapEx? Meron bang capital expenditure? Zero. As in zero. Wala kang ilalabas na capital. No? So in AWS or any cloud, they trade capital expense for operational. No? For the first day, walang lalabas na pera. No? The next payment is after 2 months pa. Kasi ang billing nila monthly. Pero pwede nga hindi magbayad within 60 days. Okay? Hence, it reduces total cost of ownership. No? Talagang on the fly. And OpEx. Another advantage ng cloud is a benefit from massive economies of scales because prices are reduced as AWS is more efficient due to large scaling. So, ang simple explanation, they can scale instances to different region. Let's say US is offering $24 a month for Windows 10. Pwede mo ilipat sa India, mas mura. Meron silang $10 a month ng Windows 10 use. No? Economies of scale, talagang global talaga yan. No? Large scale. With cloud, you can stop guessing capacity. Okay, sabi ano bang kailangan kong capacity? Meron kaming capacity manager, no? 3 yung capacity manager namin. Walang ginawa sa buhay kundi mag-measure ng sandali, itong customer number 1. Ano bang database need? Baka mag-grow to within Christmas kasi sale. No, marami magre-register sa macy.com kasi magsa-subscribe sila para meron silang 10% discount. Tapos yung loyalty program within December nakaka 1 terabyte kami. 1 terabyte, no? Grabe. So with cloud, you can increase speed and agility. Mas mabilis, no? Right-click provision from 1 tera to 2 tera on the fly. You don't even need to format the storage, no? On the fly. You can expand, you can extend, very agile. With cloud, you can stop spending money running and maintaining data center. Kasi dito, di ba, meron tayong data center na mention ko. Napakamahal na binabayaran ng, actually sa amin mahal talaga yan kasi meron kaming private. So if you migrate to the cloud, you don't have to pay for that. Okay. And another advantage, which is the best, you can go global in minutes. No? Talagang now na. In less than 5 minutes, meron na kayong server. Web server. So you have to leverage the global infra ng AWS. Okay. Next one is the problem solved by the cloud. yun nga, flexibility. You can change resources whenever you need. Let's say, I want 2 CPU, 4 CPU, 5 CPU, 8 CPU on the fly. Okay? Another problem solved is yung cost effective, yung cost benefit analysis, no? Naging mura siya. You only pay for what you use. Another problem solved in the cloud is yung you can easily scale. Scale out meaning dadami ka from 2 to 4 kagad, no? Let's say 12 sale ng Lazada. Di ba? Maraming customer yan. Million yan, million. Yung Lazada, let's say, in-avail nilang server 10 lang. Tapos yung 10 yun is 90% CPU. Wala na, maghahang na yan. So with scalability, once the metric is met, let's say 90%, it will create additional 20 server kagad. And then yung 90% load will be transferred to the newly provisioned instances. Oh, without you doing anything. Wala kang gagawin. Kasi nga, automatic scale, auto-scale group. Okay? Explain ko yan mamaya. Maglalab tayo dito. Okay? Pero I'll tell you, 20 years ago, ang scalability namin ganito. So, let's say, Qantas sale, 1,000 users, 90%. Users are experiencing HTTP error. No, page not found 404. So wala na kami magawa. So ginawa namin, sabi ng customer, build kayo ng 5 server. Isang server, kalahating araw bago matapos. Kasi nga physical, di ba? Ang bagal pag physical. First thing you need to do, pasok mo yung DVD. Tapos boot sa DVD ng Windows Server. Tapos maglalaki yung installation ng 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Pag na-install na, install mo yung driver. 2 oras yun. Driver naman, reboot. Mga ilang reboot, 10 reboot. After ng drivers, tatawagin mo yung database admin. Install mo yung SQL. So mag-install yan. Madali lang install SQL. 30 minutes, tapos na. Pero, restoration ng database, 2 oras. Okay, kakopy mo yung data eh. Di ba? Copy yung data. So ilang oras na? 5 oras na. After nun, install na yung .NET application. Another 2 hours. Tapos nun, titest muna ng QA. Tapos nun, join namin sa cluster. 8 hours bago kami makatapos ng isang server. Bago i-join sa cloud. Wala pang cloud noon. Bago i-join sa website. O diba? 8 hours. If Cebu Pacific is earning 1 million an hour, magkano nawawala sa Cebu Pac? 8 million. Diba? Na-solve ng cloud yun. Okay? Kasi dito, you can rapidly develop, test the application, and launch your web server on the fly within minutes. Napakabilis. Mamaya papakita ko, cut and paste lang ako, may web server na ako. Hindi ko na kailangan mag-install ng applications. Na? Types of cloud, infra as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So simple concept ng infra, the AWS will provide the hardware. Okay? Sila magpo-provide ng hardware. They will provide the routers for routing, the switches for forwarding packets. They will provide the AMD, Intel CPU, quad-core, dual Intel Xeon. They will provide EMC storage, petabyte of storage. They will provide highest level of flexibility na you have the option to choose, and easy parallel with traditional on-prem. They can also give you physical server. So yan ang infra, the whole IT infrastructure, which is the data center. Okay? And inside the data center, whatever yung component is na inside the data center, such as diesel engine for backup power, cooling system, no? Secure facility, tapos lock yung cage, lock yung rack. Then platform as a service, it removes the need for your org to manage underlying infra. So hindi mo na ma-manage to. You will focus on deploying your application kagad, web server. Kasi nga, if you avail the platform, EIS will be hosted by AWS. No? The third layer ng cloud is software as a service. So these are software which is hosted na sa IaaS and a platform running probably Windows or Linux. No? So you just manage the application. Okay? Dito sa platform, you manage the operating system, Sa IS naman, manage the physical resources. So I'll give you a good image example. Let's say your company is a government. As much as possible, hindi pwedeng lumabas ng data center. So on-prem. Meaning, bibili kayo ng switches, routers, you need to purchase EMC storage or NetApp filer. You have to purchase yung mga hyperconverged infra servers such as Dell XC40 or HP Blade Center C7000 or Cisco CUCS. A million yun. On top of the server, you have to install VMware as a virtualization operating system. Another one is Hyper-V or Citrix and Server. And then on top of VMware, maglalagay ka pa ng operating system, right? Like Windows Server 2016 or Linux, Ubuntu Linux or CentOS. Within that operating system, install mo yung mga middleware application. And then before your application, you need to install Java runtime, .NET runtime, PHP runtime, COBOL libraries. Nagko-COBOL pa ba yan? And then, yung runtime, install mo na yung mga data to process. Pag na-install mo na yung data mo, mag-install ka ng SQL database, application.NET, bago mo ma-access yung web server. Ang hirap, di ba? Ang hirap. Sa IaaS, kanila yung infra. Okay? When you say blue, sorry, this is you pala. Managed by you, Blue. Kay sa inyo yung application. You install the OS. Okay? You install the Java runtime or Python runtime libraries. Orange naman, AWS will provide the physical layer. Okay? If you have a PaaS, runtime will be managed by the AWS. You only need to provide the database and the application that will access the database. Pag SaaS naman, everything is hosted sa cloud. No? One example nga ng SaaS is Netflix. You only provide the movies. Okay? The software is hosted in AWS. It's not even owned by Netflix eh. Kasi meron silang streaming service. So host lang nila yung mga movie mismo, then they can focus on the core business of providing quality movies to the customer. Software lang kinuha. Example of cloud computing ng IS. Amazon EC2 on AWS Infra. Google, meron silang IaaS, Azure, Rackspace, DigitalOcean, and so on. Platform is the platform. Where do you host the application? Okay? Not necessarily Windows. Okay? So ang platform, let's say you avail container. No? So yung container na yun is such as a serverless host. No? Walang server. No, meron server. Less nga lang. Elastic Beanstalk. Okay? Hosted in AWS. So you just put your application on EBS. You don't even have a server. Okay? Then software as a service, such as recognition, which is availed by Apple iPhone. The moment you put your phone in your face, it will perform recognition. So merong 6 points na mare-recognize niya. Tapos merong signature yon na if match, they will conclude na ikaw to. You've been identified as the user. No? So, recognition is one example of machine learning. I'll explain kayo later. Another SaaS is Google Apps such as Gmail, Dropbox, and Zoom. The one we're using. Pricing of the cloud, AWS has 3 pricing fundamentals. So, sa lalabas sa exam. No? First is compute, pay for compute time. Another is storage, pay for data stored. Okay, remember, ang S3, free, 5 gig lang. Okay, baka magulat kayo next month. Uy, $10 na bill ko. Okay, another one's data transfer out. Okay, don't be surprised. Let's say, ang cloud will cost you, sabi nila, $12. No? $12. Yung VM, yung virtual machine, yung instance, $12. You have to take into consideration yung bandwidth palabas. Yung papasok, meaning dinownload nyo from the internet is free. Pero once na may download from your instance, may bayad na yun. Okay? Tataka kayo, sandali, kala ko ba $24 a month? Hindi ganun. No? Plus storage. So, if you spin up 2016, merong 120 gigabyte. But, if you download 50 gigabyte, babayaran nyo yun. Okay? Pag lumaki yung storage ninyo, Let's say I want to expand to 300 gig, additional fee na naman yan. Okay? AWS has been there, no? They started 2002. Pero internal sa Amazon business. If you know Amazon long time ago, they're like eBay. They're selling e-books lang. Physical books talaga na i-deliver. No, yung mga books. So usually nag-start sila sa books eh. Mga second-hand books, brand new books, mabibili sa Amazon. No? But now, natalo pa nila eBay. No? 2003, Amazon Infra is one of their core strength. Nagka-idea sila. Ba't di tayo gumawa ng sariling operating system natin, sariling hosting natin, di ba? So, nilaunch nila yung SQS, okay, publicly. Then 2006, nagkaroon na sila ng storage. Nagkaroon na sila ng instance. So, when I say instance, it's a virtual machine. Okay? 2007, first launch nila publicly sa Europe. And then, naging customer sila nila sa Netflix, Dropbox, Airbnb, and NASA. Okay? Pag customer mo to, NASA, no, guaranteed booming ang business mo, of course. AWS Cloud Number Facts 2019 had 35 billion in annual revenue. Laki, no? By, laki, no? AWS accounts for 47% of market. Microsoft is only 22%. They are the pioneer and leader of cloud. Talagang sila pioneer. Kinope lang ni Microsoft to, no? Azure. Pero don't be surprised, within a few years, Microsoft na number 1. Okay? Remember Microsoft, no? They live in ito yung tinatawag Pirates of Silicon Valley. Lahat kinokopya nila. They improve and then they kick out their competitor. Panoorin niyo yung Pirates of Silicon Valley. Na? That's the model of their business long time ago. Okay? Pero ngayon, maganda na yung model ng business nila. AWS Cloud uses use cases. So when I say use cases, saan ginagamit, no? So far, do you have any question? 17 na tayo, 17 na. May question pala kayo so far. How about you, Raul? Do you have any question?
Wala po, sir.
Okay, good. So, use case. AWS enables you to build sophisticated, scalable apps applicable to a diverse set of industries. Use case include enterprise IT, backup and storage, alam niya, self-explanatory, and big data analytics. Let's say McDonald's, no? So, maganda example is grocery. Let's say SM Mega Mall, SM Grocery, no? They use big data analytics. You might be thinking, bakit merong SM Advantage cards, no? So the moment you swipe yung smack ninyo, they are gathering information, no? Sabihin nila, may points ka dito, sir, na pwede niyo po pambili. Hindi mo alam, ginagather nila lahat ng pinamili mo. Sinusulat doon sa card na yon, ano yung binili mo. Let's say bumili kang 10 pansit canton, no? Tapos lahat ng shopper, almost 100,000 shopper, bumili ng 10 pansit canton. Within that data, no, there will be a data warehousing. Tapos maraming data apps to analyze. One good example is, ano yung ano yung best seller of the day? Lalabas dito, pansit canton. Okay? Hence, they can make an intelligent decision na mabenta tong product na to, no? So the next day, they will order pansit canton, no? So that's one example, hindi lang 'yan, marami pa. Another use case of cloud is web hosting, no? You go to netflix.com, you can watch movie. Mobile and social apps such as Facebook and so on, gaming, Activision and so on. AWS Global Infra, so meron tayong tinatawag na region, no? Region is not really a country kasi you will see tulad dito sa European region na to, ang daming countries, no? Daming countries. Availability zone can exist in a single region. Data centers can exist in multi-AZ region. Explain ko later, mamaya. And edge location, which is the points of presence. Okay? So if you want to visit saan-saan ang region nila, click Infra AWS. So these are their regions. So North America, isang region composed of multiple availability zone. Ito, US East, ito yung US East. Meron siyang 6 AZ. Okay? Yung California naman, which is a western district, no? Meron silang 3 availability zones. Okay? America, that's America. South America, sa baba, meron sila dito. So, Sao Paulo. No? Sao Paulo, ito. Then edge location, which you can connect. No? And the European, sa EMEA. Okay? So, ang dami. APAC. Okay? So, usually 4 lang. No? So, North America, South America, EMEA, APAC. Okay? Regions, AWS has regions all over the world. Name of region, usually US East 1. Ganun, no? And then may UE, European region. Western, Seaboard 3. Ganun, no? East, alam niyo East, di ba? America, East. Okay, West. East, West. East, West. East, West. Okay? Third, AZ. First AZ. A region is a cluster of data center. Ano ulit yung region? It's combination of cluster of data center. Most AWS are region scope. Okay, ito yung region nila. So, US, no, America, APAC, okay, European, EMEA. No? So sa APAC, may Hong Kong. Nearest region sa Philippines is APS-1. Pag sinabi APS-1, Hong Kong. Okay. Nearest region sa Philippines then, AP Southeast Asia 1, which is Singapore. Okay. Mumbai, Seoul, medyo malayo na sa inyo. Ewan ko lang kung hindi ko naman alam yung distance nila. How to choose region? Okay, compliance with data governance and legal requirements. Data never leaves the region. Like sa amin, sa government, hindi pwedeng lumabas data namin. So that's why hosted lang sa Australia. Okay. Next one is proximity. So saan mo kailangan na, ano pipiliin mong region? Nasaan kayo? Philippines, di ba? Ito. So sa tingin nyo, ano yung nearest region? Anybody? Frank. What do you think is the nearest region?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Okay. Tama. So dito niyo i-host yung data center niyo, Hong Kong. Tama. Hong Kong or Singa. No? Next is available services. May mga services na available sa America but not available in Hong Kong. Kaya that's the time you have to go to Hong Kong. Okay. Next one is pricing. Pricing varies from region. So magkakaroon kayo spot instance. Spot instance is a bidding of the lowest cost. No? Kung ang question yung lowest cost, pinakamura. Sasabihin sa inyo, Philippines kayo, no? Pinakamura, Mumbai, India. No, pero bad quality, no? Bagal. Magnetic tape, hard drive, not solid state, no? Kaya mura. Okay? So, if you're asking for lowest latency, pinakamabilis, well, not necessarily Hong Kong. Though nearest region is Hong Kong, pero America kasi meron silang 10 gigabit connectivity going to Japan and Singapore. So, pinakamabilis pa rin America. Pero, if you avail that service, it's the most expensive. Pero kung ang question mo, latency with a low cost, Hong Kong pa rin. Okay? So, depende talaga. Ano ba mabilis? Ano ba yung malapit? Ano ba yung mura? AWS AZ, ibig sabihin, each region has many availability zones. Minimum of 3. No? So, 1, 2, 3. And usually, entails by alphabet ABC. ABC. So each region has many AZ. Okay? AP, Southeast 2A, BC. Okay? So if you host your web server sa A and you avail AZ, that web servers will be hosted sa 2B and 2C. Okay? So meaning, could be Hong Kong, could be a southeast ng Hong Kong, could be northeast, separated by at least 10 kilometers data center. So this is a different data center. This different data center, this different. No? Each AZ is one or more data center. Isang data center, isang data center, isang data center, isang data center. With redundant power. So isang rack may left and right power source. Yung left na yun, no? Iba yung circuit breaker doon. Yung right could be connected sa battery backup na kahit mag-brown out, may kuryente pa rin. And iba rin yung top of the rack switch, yung tinatawag ng leaf, yung Cisco Nexus 7000. Dalawa yan, laging dalawa. Kami, Nexus 5000. At 7,000 ginagamit namin. They're separate from each other. They're connected with high bandwidth. Okay, laging high bandwidth. Could be 10 gigabit, 1 gigabit. AWS has a point of presence edge location. Amazon has 216 POPs. Okay, kung bibilangin yung POPs. Ano yung POPs? Edge location na you can connect. Meron din siyang 205 edge and 11 regional caches in 84 cities in 42 countries pa lang yan. Content is delivered to end users with lower latency. Okay? Pag sinabing point of presence, you can connect directly dito sa POP na yan, sa blue na yan. Okay? The purple one, multiple edge location, you can connect via probably VPN, pero no direct access. Okay? Tour of the console. So AWS as global service, no? IM. Pag sinabing global, ito yung global. Ito kasi let's say nag-login ako. Login kayo. So, tatago ko muna kasi maglalagin ako. Nakalagin na ba ako? Nakalagin na ako. So, Sydney. So, nearest distance ko with low latency Sydney. So, may region, remember. Pero, if you go IM, yung identity, access management, this is a global. Meaning, global, no region. Kasi yan, no, global. Meaning, it exists to anywhere in a region, no? Anywhere in point of presence, anywhere in direct access, no? So global service yan, kahit saan. No? Same with Route 53, it's a global service, not locally assigned. No? CDN, global service, WAF is a global service. Okay? Most services are region scope, such as EC2. So pag EC2, mamimili ka na region. So gagawa ako ng instance. Sabihin nyo, EC2, instance. Kasi gagawa ako ng server. Okay? So meron ako doon. Pero this is located in region. Okay? Tingnan nyo, napunta ako Sydney. Okay. Malinaw ba ang region scope? Same with EBS, lambda recognition. If you want to find out, ano ba yung mga region table? Just click this link. Okay? Ang dami yan. Yung let's say code commit. Okay? Saang region to, no? Sasabihin sa'yo kung saan lang available. Meaning, it's not available on any region. Next is the shared responsibility model. No? So pag sinabing customer, this is your responsibility. No? Responsibility for security in the cloud. Pag AWS naman, ito yung responsibility ng security of the whole cloud. No? Okay? Sila, let's say, IaaS. They're the one responsible for hard drive replacement, motherboard replacement, no? Replacement of Cisco switches, updating the SQL database, no? Allocation or provisioning of LAN storage, mga ganun. No? So ito, responsibility ng customer. Okay, you need to define what you want to block sa firewall. Let's say, hindi naman web server. Hindi open mo lang yung SSH. Block mo yung port 80 or port 443. No? It's your responsibility. Acceptable use of policy. Ito number 1. Hindi ka pwede mag-spam. Hindi ka pwede mag-send ng mga phishing. Tulad nangyari sa video. Nag-send ng mga phishing email. Ano? Sabi, we will increase your credit limit to 1 million. So nagpanik na mga ng video user. 1 million daw. So kinlik nila yung link. Kinlik nila yung link. Login sa video, nilagay yung username, password, tapos nag-send ng one-time password. So doon yung one-time PIN, in-input sa computer using his keyboard. Hindi niya alam, no? Yung link na yon nag-launch ng PowerShell. No, Windows eh. Yung PowerShell na yon, meron siyang program called Armitage. Okay, dinidiscuss namin sa ethical hacking. Yung Armitage na yon, it's a simple job. Napakasimple ng trabaho niya. Gagawa lang siya ng reverse TCP connection. Yun lang. Ano yung reverse TCP connection? Anything you press on your keyboard will be sent to the attacker. Eh di ba nag-enter sa username, password, pati one-time PIN, patay na. Huli na siya. So nakapag-transfer sa BDO, no? Nakapag-transfer kay Mr. Nagoyo. Ayun, hindi lang si Nagoyo, ang daming gumagawa niyan, no? So ingat kayo. So if you want to learn more security, it's thoroughly explained and may hands-on lab sa ethical hacking. How do you avoid that? No? Dinidiscuss namin sa ethical hacking. So dito, bawal spamming to avoid phishing. No network abuse. You cannot send ping of death. Ano ba yung ping of death? No? Yung malaking bytes of ping instead of 32 bytes. No security violation. No illegal, harmful, bawal ang porn, bawal ang mga harmful element. Okay? If you want more information, click this link. Next, IAM section. IAM user and groups. So meron tayong identity and access management. So before we go there, I would like to pause muna. Stop ko yung recording.